Oh my gosh, these stupid remotes. All right, that's a good picture. All right, now, today is basically going to be an overview of exactly what we are showing, okay? I'm going to show you this first because, and I have been selling digital systems for the longest of anybody. There is nobody in the country that has been selling digital longer than I have. I started in 2006 with SCX, and I was promoting it more than anybody else in the country, in the world, really, if you really want to get down to it. And I'm very proud of that, and I'm going to continue to be proud of it. And the thing about digital is one thing, okay? Why have digital? To drive multiple cars onto 2 lanes. Okay, so this is a track. Here is your car. This is a digital car. It has a chip in it, which I'm going to explain later on if I get time today. But I want to just give the overall basics of digital. Why buy digital? What's the point in digital? And it's because of this, the digital switch. Now, I'm going to show you something, and I've done this a million times, but I have to let people know, what the competition is and what the whole point of digital is. So here is a Carrera straight digital, okay? And if you notice, these little dots right here are the light sensor, okay? So when you push your back of your hand throttle, that light sensor is going to, and automatically going to switch. Watch, it's going to go like this. And then it's going to go back. Every time you push your hand throttle, your car is going to go over that and it's going to switch. Okay? And that is a standard switch. Now, if you notice that, that's about 2 feet. Okay, now here's the difference between SCX digital and Carrera digital. Okay? I'm not supporting either because I've got a Carrera digital here. And so we are going to be promoting Carrera until we get SCX Advance, which will probably be next year now that it's going to take longer than I anticipated. But I want to show you something. All right, so this is two switches for basically the same amount of space. All right, so you can get an SCX Advance gives you twice as many switches, okay, and they're not electric. These are all manual versus Carrera. That's all I want to show, okay? That is the difference between SCX Digital and Carrera Digital, okay? Carrera Digital wanted to use their same track and make a electronic switch. And that is what Carrera Digital is. It's an electronic switch. This is an electronic switch that when you press your hand throttle, you are controlling the lanes. Okay? Therefore, it takes up more space than a normal switch does. And so you can only, like, for example, so this is the perfect layout, and I'll explain why. I'm going to go through each corner of the layout, okay? I'm going to show you why it's got the right amount of switches in it, okay? because the whole basis for digital, okay, is the switches. Why have a digital system if you don't have switches? Okay, so I'm going to walk this around first. I'm going to unhook this so I can walk around the layout and show you why this is the perfect digital layout right here. Okay, so first of all, let's start right here, okay? This is the, now this goes clockwise. Now, a lot of your racing is counterclockwise, which we found out with NASCAR, but you're always going this direction, okay? Now, let's get this together here. All right, so you're going to go this way. So, first of all, this is going to be the pit lane. Now, you can expand this pit lane. Right now, I'm just starting it with one pit lane. So, you come into the pit. Now, you immediately come out, and there should be a switch immediately coming out of the pit lane. So, immediately, this guy can go. Now, the problem with this digital system, I hate to keep saying this, is that a Carrera, an SCX switch is always a dual. So it doesn't matter what lane you're in, you're going to be able to switch, similar to this one here. So no matter what lane, you're going to be able to go from here to here, okay, or from here to here. Now on these curve switches, only the inside lane is going to be able to switch, okay? Now, the outside lane, once they come over here, now they can switch. That's why you want to have two of these in the layout. You want to have one right and left, because now the guy that's on the inside is going to be on the inside. This guy now can switch to be on the outside. Okay, these two lanes. Now, then you come immediately, you come into your layout with a switch. Now, that'll allow, my glasses always on. That'll allow you to go from a left to the inside immediately, okay? Now you have a straight track to gain momentum, come down into the track. Now you have a double switch here. One here, one here. Again, allow you to go from the inside to the outside, from the outside to the inside. Okay, so now you technically could, well, no, not on this lane, unless you extend it. You could put another switch, but I don't want to do that many switches. Now, over here, we have the last switch. Now, the problem here is the only way we would be able to have, technically, we should have a double switch right here. We should have this switch right here, because you want to be able to offer the racer, no matter what lane you're in, to get into the pit. Because right now, only, well, I mean, technically, technically this guy on the inside is going to go into the pit, okay? But if he's on this lane, he's got to make that switch here to get into this lane, okay? But if you had a double switch, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter where you are, you'll be able to, technically you can still get into the pit, okay? But this is a typical Carrera layout in a sense of size-wise. Okay, this is just the starter, okay? This is just what we're starting. And we're going to show you some anatomy of Carrera cars here to show you exactly different Carrera cars. Plus, we're going to show you some cars in motion. I got to get the power. That's plugged in. Okay, that's plugged in. Got to make sure I got power over here. It's normally over here. Nope, it's come out. Now this is the drag strip. We're going to be putting a drag strip here too. So, Now this is this is basically, today's episode is really kind of the ABCs of digital, okay? I'm not going into too much detail. I'm just kind of showing off what we're talking about in the way of Carrera Digital, okay? We're not showing, now this is what we're gonna set up here. We're gonna set this entire setup. This is what I'm gonna mock right here. So everybody can have an idea of what an entire digital system can look like. This is what I'm gonna put right here, okay? Now this is your Carrera car. Now, I have to put the red clips on this yet because I just wanted to make sure that this was the right layout that we're going to do. So let's go to, let's put the camera right over here on this switch, all right? And we're going to zoom in so everybody can see exactly what happens. So here is your hand throttle. This is a Carrera. Now, this is not a digital. This is a wired hand throttle. And this is your lane change button right here. So by pushing this, you're going to allow that car... You're going to allow that car to go around the lane. So we're coming up to the switch. Now, right now, I already passed the sensor, so it's not going to switch lanes. It's going to go straight. So I'm pushing the button in. Okay, that just flew off. I just flew off. All right, so let's come up just before the switch. Okay, so now the light sensors are right there. Okay, that's where the light sensors are. Okay, now you have to understand all the mechanics of this system. All right, and this is the problem that Carrera had in the very beginning was they were having voltage issues in the very beginning. Okay, and because these little sensors take up power, okay? And it would drain their system, all right? And people didn't like that. Now, I don't have the supports yet on this. I've just decided that this is the layout we're going to be doing, and we're going to be doing some detailed designing here over the next couple weeks, okay? All right? Now, let's see here. How are we doing here? Can you explain this all over? I just getting here. Bryan, how big is your track? Okay, so this track is not big enough, just so you know about Carrera. Now, if this was SCX Advanced, it would be plenty. This basically is a 8 or 4 by 16. So this is 16 feet. This is 16 feet by 4 feet. Now, I could put them together, okay, and that would be an 8 by 8. The problem with doing an 8 by 8 is you only have 8 feet in which to work with Carrera Digital. And Carrera Digital, because their track is so much bigger, you're limited. Now, if I had 4 sheets of plywood here, I should have 4 tables. This is what the layout should be, 4 tables. Now, to have Daniel make me 4 tables, I probably should do 4 tables. I have these 2 tables over here. I'm thinking about tearing down this wall. See, I made this wall back in 2013, 14, when Lincoln, that used to be his bedroom here. And Lincoln used to live in that room until he graduated high school. And I'm thinking just tearing this whole thing down just so I have one big room. Because with this room here, I could do 4 layouts. And so I'm considering doing that. And I haven't really made that decision yet. And so that's the answer to that question, okay? Can you explain this all over? I'm just getting here. Well, I'm sorry, Adam, but... that's, oh my gosh. All right, so let's go back to the switches. I'm just giving you an overview today. Okay, this is just going to be a typical overview. This is a standard switch right here. Now, this is a standard double. No matter what lane you're in, you'll be able to switch from the outside to the inside, inside to the outside. And by pressing the button here on your hand throttle, now right now I'm pushing and that's sending a signal to the car for the switch to change. Now watch what happens. I'm in the inside lane or outside lane right now. Now I just moved on to the inside lane. That's the whole concept of switching, or the lanes, allowing you to pass your opponent, okay? And that's what makes the digital system attractive. Now we're going to come back again. Now I'm just before the switch. Now I'm on the inside lane. Now we're going to push the button on the hand throttle, and we're going to switch again. Now it goes on the inside. Now the car goes to the inside or outside lane, okay? Now we are on the outside lane, okay? Now, the thing to remember is that it's all about space, okay? If you're going to do, and I can't express this enough, if you're going to do a big Carrera layout, if you're going to have 4 or 5 friends come over to race and you want a nice Carrera layout, you're going to want to do an 8x16 layout. That's 4 of these tables together. And I think I'm just going to tell Daniel, make me 2 more of these tables, because I have a feeling I'm going to need to do the kind of Carrera digital I need to have 2 more tables up here. So anyway, so now let's go back into the track. Okay. So, the Carrera track is really the 1960s Cox track, okay? And Scalextric. You had about 5 or 6 in Cox. You also had, what was the other company? There was a major company that made track. The pit lane is right there. That's the pit lane right there. We are going to build this system right here. This is what I'm going to be showing off all the time, right there. That's what we're going to build. We're building that. We're building this right there. It's going to be right here. That unit right there. All of that. That's what we're going to set up for people to use. Now, well, Strombecker was also, but there was another, I think it was Cox. Revell. Revell had track like this. Everybody had this big track like this. Most of your 1/43rd scale or 1/32nd was this type of track, okay? It will hold 1/32nd or 1/24th scale cars. And it's a plastic track, okay? And this is the classic track that they've had out since 1960s, okay? Just when I thought I was out, Bryan pulls me back in. Here comes 1/32nd again. Pretty cool. All right, so the digital, okay, is again this very simple. Now, the Carrera, you need these clips to hold on your track, hold the track together. They basically snap right here. I have a box of them. Hold on a second. Let me get my box of those. I had a tray full of them. Hold on. So these are the clips. These are the clips that hold the track together. This is the only part that I don't like, okay? That you need to do, you need to put these in your track to hold your system together, okay? This is the only part that I don't like about Carrera, okay? So that basically holds your track together. It won't come undone. And so now it won't come undone. Now you need 2 of these. You need 2 of these for each piece of track, okay? There, now we have just connected two pieces of Carrera track and they won't come apart. All you have to do is then just push this in and now they'll come undone. See that? See how that works? That's the only, this piece should already be mounted in the track, okay? That's the problem is, but a lot of people, these pieces break off and that's why they have these to hold the track together. So that is basically the basis of your track, okay? Now, here's the great thing about digital, okay? And I don't care if you get SCX digital, I don't care if you get Carrera digital or you get Scalextric digital. The key factor of digital is that you can have up to 6 people and sometimes 9 people racing at the same time. That's why people love digital, because you can have 6 cars driving all at one time and you have 5 or 6 people now playing all at one time. That is the key. And I can't emphasize it enough. When I was first sent a digital set, this was October of 2006. I was sent a digital system from SCX. Chuck Arrett sent me a set and said, I need you to understand the system. So I got the set, I took it all apart, I dissected all the cars, I dissected everything. I wanted to know everything there was to know about SCX Digital. And I did. That's why I became the expert on SCX Digital. And as soon as I set it up, the kids and I, all 3 of the boys were racing. I said, oh my gosh, this changes everything. And then the pit box with the fuel changing, when I saw the fuel going down as the cars are driving around, I go, this is a game changer. This changes slot cars forever. You just can't go back. And it's not all about speed. It adds skill. It adds racing skill. It adds how much fuel do you have? Do you have enough fuel to finish the race? It's not always speed. That's the key thing about Carrera, about 132nd. It's not always about speed. Okay, it's about how well can you handle your car on a switch and a curve. Okay, this is a typical analog Carrera digital car. This chip was the analog version. Now, what I mean by analog is that this car, you had to wire it yourself. You had to solder the wire to the car itself. Okay, and that's what makes this car different. I had another car here. Here we go. So this is the digital version of a Carrera car, and this is basically the chip. And it basically you're just connecting all the different parts to the hand or to the car so that it will work on your digital system. Now, let's do the anatomy of a car, okay? I need to get a couple things before I can do this. I'm gonna sit down right here and show you this car here. Let me get my chair. Let me get my screwdrivers. Hold on, I gotta get my screwdrivers. Okay, I got them. Well, I got one of them. That one's ain't good. That one's good. Well, I only need one, really. Okay, now let us go into the anatomy of a digital car real quick. I'm not going to go into super detail. I'm just kind of giving you the overall view of a digital car, okay? Let me, got to lower this down to the lowest leg available. Okay, now this is a Carrera car, okay? Now this right here is your chip. Now they used to, scale like, or SCX was just, it would just pop in saying that, now this is all the wiring. So now this wiring right here, it goes to your guide planes. Now these guide shoes, you always want to make sure that they don't go higher than your guide pin, okay? You want to make sure that they lie in a great, like this. You want to have them at a great angle. So when the car is driving, they're not elevated too much. You want to have them, you want to have enough that they're going to make good contact with the track, but not now. And you also want to use Goo Gone to clean these out, okay? And try to make sure they're as flat as, the more you put Goo Gone on these, the longer they last, okay? That is your light sensor. This is a directional switch that will have the car go either one way or another way, okay? And we're always going clockwise. And then you have your chip. So that is the, this chip right here is for your guide pin. That goes for, and then you have this, this one here is for the motor, okay? And then the other one, this one is for the headlights, if there's any headlights, okay? And that's what this chip is designed for, okay? And that is your other headlight. But I think there's only one that will work. Yeah. And that is your typical digital car, okay? Now, there's one thing about digital, this is what some people don't like about digital, is that digital, you don't really need a lot of modifications to your car because it's not about speed. And I've been saying this from the very beginning. It's not about speed. It's about how well do you drive. Can you drive good, okay? You don't want to change your ride height. Rookie. I'm thinking someone that lives close to me should build one of those so I don't have to. I guess I was just going to have to clean out my whole basement and make it a big, I agree. That's what a basement should be. They don't have brushless motors yet. They've been using the Ibuchi motor. This is the Ibuchi motor. They've been using this since 80, I think. They've been using this motor since 1980. That is the Ibuchi motor. It's probably the most reliable motor you could ever get. And again, it's not speed, it's how well do you drive. Okay, and that is the anatomy of a Carrera car. Now this is a Carrera car without the chip in it. Okay, now this is just a basic car, and all you do is just take that chip that I have, and you would just mount that into this car right here. This is the top of that car. I don't have a chip for that. I have to buy some more chips. We're going to order more chips today. Now, this is an older set. These tires are pretty well shot. And we have more tires coming. And and they do have magnets. This is a magnet bar right here, which helps it to help hold it on the track. Plus, you have the rear magnets here, which does give it some stability. But overall, that is your Carrera digital car, in a sense. Well, it's not in a sense. It's the fact. That's the facts, basically. Now, a lot of people think, oh, well, do I have to... This is another complete system that I have to buy. Yeah, it is, actually. Now, once I get all of the components set up, we'll do each video of showing the basic setup of each feature of this layout. Okay. I just have to decide, is this going to be the layout that I'm going to have? Is this going to be the layout? What do you guys think? Do you like this layout? What do you think? Do you think this is the layout we should keep? Bryan, is all that track on the shelf for Carrera? Yes. Yes. Bryan is, why are they doing in capitals? Bryan, is all that track on the shelf for Carrera? That's an 8x16. That's very good. Yes, it's an 8x16. Yes, most 132nd cars can be digitized, okay? Matter of fact, I think I did that to a couple cars over here. Hold on. I don't think I have one. Now, where's the other truck car? See now, what I'm seeing, I'm looking at this track and I'm really seeing that I don't like these one-way switches, and that I would rather take one of those one-way switches that is down there and put one right here over the bridge, and put the double switches right here, the double lane switch, which will left or right you can switch, and put one of those right here. I don't know if I brought one of those back from the store or not. This is track. Now that's the double switch. It comes in there, and that's the pit lane. That's the single lane. This is all curve track. So I would need a double switch. Both of those are single switch. So to do what I want to do, I need two more of these. I need two more both directional switches. If I want to do what I want to do, both directional switches. And that's the key. Both directional switches. That's two of these. So I would need two more of these. That switch right there, and put one on that side, one on this side, and then take one of these and put it over the bridge. Or do one on one side and one on the other. Yeah, now that would work. Because it's all about switching, guys. It's the whole concept of Carrera, of all the digital, is how many switches you have. It's all about switching. It has nothing to do nothing else other than switching. That's the whole thing, is switches. There's nothing else. Now, where is it? There it is. All righty. I need to get more chips. All right, now we know that we're going to keep the track here. I like this corner here. So let's go ahead. Let's take these pieces of track here. Let's turn this upside down. And we're going to put these clips in. Hello? Hello?
Hey, Lynn here. Good morning. We're reaching out to members who still have unclaimed reimbursements showing from their 2025 Medicare coverage. Since today is the last day of enrollment, we're just confirming eligibility for 2026 so you don't miss any of those benefits. Do you have Parts A and B?
No.
Sorry, but you do not seem to qualify for the plans that we have. Have a great day.
Then why did you call me? Okay, now what we're doing is we're connecting all the red pieces to this side here. There, now the track won't come apart. Now let's connect the switch. Let's connect all the way up to here. Because we know we're not going to change any of this track here. So we'll go ahead and connect these pieces. There we go. All righty. Now, Can't connect this piece. Now, how does that work? So you can't put the red pieces on the straight tracks. That's weird. Well, why would you do that on your... Huh. But you can't do them on the straights. Huh. That's odd. Yeah, you can't put the red pieces on the straight track. Huh. There you go. So now we have that corner of the layout. And now we'll start attaching the other side. So does anybody have any questions? Let me take a minute here. This is 1/32, 1/24 scale. Carrera track is 1/24 scale. Or, okay, Brian, do the Carrera hybrid race systems have, it's less complicated? You would be done setting this. Yes, you're right. You're exactly right. Yes, that's true. On the switch there, you are able to go straight, or it always switches lanes. Well, unless you put this, you push the button, and you're going to go from inside to outside, and the same with this. Whichever car comes to that switch, it's going to allow it to switch lanes. So, for example, if I have both of these cars coming on this lane here, so I have both of these cars, and if I push both hand throttles, all right, so we're coming up here, so I'm going to come up here, and we're both going to switch lane. They should crisscross them. See that? It's all about lane switching. That's all it is to it. I can't say it even more clear than that. It's about lane switching. Can you take an advantage of all the lane features? Yes, you can. 1/24th, you can do the same thing. The same thing. How long did this? How long is this set up? It's 4 feet by 16 feet. It's 4 feet by 16. It's a 4x8, two 4x8s combined. It's 18 feet. Cars can run, yes, the same lane. So let me show you here. So let me start over here and I'll show you just on this end here. So you get an idea of the cars, how they're operating, all right? So let me get my Corvette and my Porsche. We'll put them on the same lane right now so you guys can, when I come down here, you can see how they're on the same lane. See, they're in the same lane. And then we're gonna switch. Let's go around again. Okay, I'm flipping. So blue is Carrera Porsche. All right, now if I come and push the button, watch what happens. See, now the Mustang passed the Porsche, okay, and that is lane switching. That's the whole concept of lane switching. That's the whole concept of being able to run 6 cars on 2 lanes of track. This is 1/32. Now, this is a 1/24 scale track because Carrera does make 1/24 scale cars. The cars don't seem that fast. Well, it's real racing. This is real racing, okay? This is the actual scale of the cars, okay? That's right here. This is like 80 miles an hour right here. Watch. This is 80 miles an hour right here. That's 80 miles an hour. If you're to scale, if it was to scale, that was 80 miles an hour, okay? This is a fun system. This is you're racing multiple people. It's harder than normally. I have a slot car racetrack. That's great. Can you set the speed? Yes and no. Carrera is really a fixed system. You're welcome. They go fast enough. Cars can run on the same lane, yes. That's the cool thing about Carrera, about digital. Digital, it's all about lane switching. Well, he flew off. Put that back on here. Okay. Now, where's my Mustang? There it is. So we have both lanes. Both cars are on the same lane. Both of them can be changing lanes independently. They all can just change randomly whenever they want to. See that guy push that car off? And that is Carrera. This is part one of a series of videos that I'm going to be doing about explaining why Carrera. We're going to be carrying two systems over the period. It all depends on your space and price. Okay, if you want to have a deluxe, this is called deluxe, and you can run 1/24, and this is going to be it's going to be the ultimate layout. Let's see what other questions. Nice. Carrera track can program the speed and brake from 0 to 10. Also, it can make 164 cell run on 132nd. I thought he was going for a donut. No, I'm not. I don't have any donuts here. Can you set speed and braking? Yes, you can. I just don't have it all set up for that right now. I'm just doing all the basics right now. I'm just setting the track up, make sure I like the layout. How many people can give me thumbs up if they like the layout? Can anybody give me thumbs up if they like the layout? Does anybody want to give me thumbs up if they like the layout? It's a typical figure 8 set. Crossover. Typical figure 8 crossover. Okay, we got one thumb up. We got one thumbs up. MC Burton is giving me one thumbs up. We got one thumbs up. Let's see how many thumbs up I can get. Let's see how many thumbs up I can get. Let's see. 4x8. That's right. 4x8. Mr. Bryan Young, I think it's pretty cool. There's Buddy. You always do a great layout, in my opinion. Thank you very much, Chuck Volosky. So we got all thumbs up. I appreciate that, everybody. And now I don't have 4 lanes on this layout. Now you can do 4 lanes. You can offset your track. Let me show you that. So by offsetting your track like this, so technically you could be doing multiple lanes, okay? It can all intersect to do 4 lanes. 4 lanes is actually a preferred to have the space. And if you, as you can see, that look at how much room that takes. A 4 lane. That's just 4 lanes. Okay? But you can do that. Okay? 143rd 4-lane digital track setup running 6 cars. That's a great set. Carrera 143rd. Very good. 143rd. All right. 143rd. Let's see here. We got some people checking in with me. Earlier the better. Well, this is one. Now, this is the layout that we built here at the I built this back in April. This is the HO set. This is the HO set. This is a rally layout. It pretends like if you're going up into the mountains, and it's a rally track. It's just a nice rally track. Let me get my other chair over here. So we have Carrera and HO. Carrera and HO. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. What?
Hey, do you want to make pizzas for us tonight?
And Mom's got to go to Thingamajiggy tonight.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry about. Maybe tomorrow night we might have hamburgers tomorrow night.
What? It's not pizza. It's usually on pizza tonight, so
I mean, I could make one after the Kathy's leaving at 5 o'clock, so you know at 6 o'clock. I mean, I could put one of those square ones in my convection oven and make it if she wanted. You guys want to come down and have pizza? I mean, I can do that.
What are your special pizzas?
Right.
You're not gonna make those.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm saying if I have one that's already pre-made, does she want one of my custom made?
¿Quieres su pizzas como de mi papa? But she says, I guess she's worried because she doesn't think you have pepperonis or anything to put on top.
I think I have plenty of pepperonis.
Dice, tiene pepperoni.
I'm not in the house right now. I'm in the shed trying to do a live stream.
What time would you want to do that?
I don't know, 6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, let's plan on that.
All right. Unbelievable. That is the 4x or the rally layout. Now, I don't know how many new people we have. How many new people do we have? I've shown these before, but I'll show them again. These are some of the Lego ships that I have built since, 1999. I started building these Lego ships. I need to do a really nice one so Adam can do a video on it, on a CGI or AI. That's the biggest one, and then we have the second. This is the third one that I built. This is the second one I built right here. That's the Bunker Hill. That's the Theodore Roosevelt. The Theodore Roosevelt is huge. Another monstrous ship. These are indestructible ships. And this is a twin hull. It can go either direction. It can go forward or backward just by its engine pods. It has enough armament to annihilate a planet. Look at that, isn't that sweet? Check these turrets out. Look at the power those things have. Antimatter, they shoot antimatter. These are all antimatter cannons. Look at the size of that thing. Uh-oh, that one fell. Did that come from underneath here? Oh, shoot. I got to find out where that cannon came from. Did it come from underneath here? And then we have the very first one. Now, this one was rebuilt. This one was actually a different ship, and I redid it. I think I have a picture of it in here. These are all the Legos I have. I'd love to sell all these Legos. I have all these Legos. I'd love to sell everything in this Lego room. I'd like to sell it all at once. Just get out of Legos. I can't do everything. So this whole room is Legos. Whole room is Legos, baby. Legos. Now, where is that picture of the Valley Forge? I had a picture of the Valley Forge. Ryan was in the picture when he was 10. Cameron's age. I thought it was in here. I don't think it's in here. I don't know where it is. It was upstairs here at one time, but I don't know where I put it. I have all the manuals. All those tubs are filled with the manuals. Anyways, I had a picture of the Valley Forge. In the original Valley Forge. I think it's downstairs. Anyway. This is the upstairs. This is the shed upstairs. This is the shed. All my Lego ships right there. Got this one here. You got that one there. Look at that one. This one is sweet. Check this thing out. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I love this one too. This one's pretty cool. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't that sweet looking? And what's really cool is this has 4 bridges. This is the command bridge right here. That's the command bridge. That is the flight bridge. That's the captain's bridge. And that's the admiral's bridge. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 bridges of this ship. That's how big this thing is. check out those turrets. Absolute mammoth turrets. They fire antimatter. They're antimatter guns. They're indestructible. The whole ship is indestructible. It has an antimatter shield on it. Anything that touches the shield instantly disintegrates to its basic molecular structure. And you know what it's made out of? It's made out of helium aluminum. Helium aluminum. The ship is virtually weightless. When it goes into the planet's surface, it literally just floats because it's so light and so strong. It's the strongest metal ever designed by man. Helium aluminum. And then they also have helium titanium and helium palladium. Helium palladium. That one has a huge bridge. This one's a Fleet Admiral. Check that bridge up there. Fleet Admiral. Then you got your command bridge right there. Your main bridge. Check that baby out. Look how many guns this thing has. Now, this ship right here, okay, so this ship right here, this gives you a scale how big this ship is. This ship right here, this is the to scale ship, but to scale. This right here. That is to scale. So you can imagine how big this ship would be if it was to scale. You understand what I'm saying? And then this one here, this one's cool too. Check that guy out. I'm selling all these Legos. So if somebody wants to buy all my Legos, contact me, give me a quote. I've got 2 sand crawlers. Give me a quote for everything, and it's yours. Just come and pick it up. All right, so we are going to sign off. We had a nice show today. It was just a basic. I just wanted to kind of show you guys the Carrera layout, give you the first look at the Carrera layout, and show you where we're headed. And I appreciate everybody watching. Mr. Hickson, I hope he's doing well. He's on a low-fat diet. I want to see how you have fun with your drag trip setup. I haven't set it up yet. The Federation in trouble. Big trouble. You better believe it, Anthony. My ships, they're not going to, they destroy the Borg, okay? They destroy the Borg. We basically tell them, we basically tell the Borg, you assimilate or else we're going to assimilate you. We are the Borg 300. I'm a metallurgist and chemist by education. You can tell you are full of musty mush. 300. What do you mean musty mush? What are you talking about? What do you mean you're full of mushy mush? I don't understand what Arbuckle, why he's getting so mad at me. Oh, I know why he's getting mad at me, because I invented aluminum helium. Aluminum helium, or helium aluminum. Well, all I'm telling you is this. If you have a molecule, and if you have a molecule, so we have a what do you call that table? The periodic table, okay? And if you have helium and you have aluminum and you combine them, I'm telling you, you're going to come up with helium aluminum that is so light it will literally float almost, and it's stronger than steel. Oh, I'm a metallurgist. Bryan, what's your thought on the Carrera hybrid track? Well, see, everybody's got their own opinion about track, okay? Everybody wants to do their own track, okay? Everybody wants to do their own concept of racing. Some people want to do 9-track. Everybody's trying to do here's what they're trying to do. And it's never going to happen. I'm just going to tell you right now. They're trying to design a wireless, or no, trackless slot car system. They tried it with Total Control Racing. It didn't work, okay? Because your car always would slide to the inside of the track, all right? You know, they tried it with TCR. It didn't work. They've tried it with all these little micro RC cars they're basically HO scale, micro RCs. They don't work because you're over controlling the car. And the only way you can make a micro RC slot car is the hand throttle has to be reduced down to the true scale. So if you're going to turn, okay, it has to be authentic, okay, or else you're going to crash all the time, and that's the problem. That's what the problem is. And yes, this is my shed down by the river. You can't combine helium; it is inert. Is it inert? Is it inert? That's the whole question. Is it inert? And it still has a molecular structure, okay? It still still has molecular structure, so it can be combined with something, okay? We just don't have the knowledge right now, okay? You know, people have said 100 years ago, we can't fly. We can never fly. That's why whenever people say to me, you can't do something, I'm saying to myself, okay, yeah, all right, I agree. Now, Arbuckle will come back to me saying, Bryan, you don't understand. You just can't do that. And I understand, Arbuckle. Okay, it doesn't have a molecular structure. It has something. It's not just, I mean, yeah, it's a gas, but it has something. It has some structure. It has some, what's the word I want to say? It has some, what do I want to say? It has some foundation. Okay, that's all I'm saying is that, listen, you know, if we say we can't do, you know, I was watching The Spirit of St. Louis with Charles Lindbergh. Okay, and basically he was trying to buy an airplane, and everybody's saying it's impossible. There's no way to fly across the ocean. It's never going to happen. I bet you don't know how we get helium. Well, helium is very rare in the world right now. And now helium-3, everybody's talking about helium-3, okay? No, I mean, what I'm saying, listen, you know, Arbuckle, I totally understand what you're saying. I do. But all I'm saying is this. When I was in high school and I was watching Star Trek, and they all had their communicators, and we were flipping around communicators back then, nobody would ever thought that they would be this, okay? No one ever thought that they would be this, okay? That's all I'm saying is that you have to think outside the box. That's all I'm saying. And that's why I have an imaginary mind. And I'm thinking of things that can't be done, but I'm saying to myself, well, you know what? Yeah, we were told that we couldn't go to the moon. We were told that America couldn't be a country because Great Britain had 500 ships. So when you tell us we can't do something, you know what? Somebody tries to, and if it might not be helium aluminum. It might be another lightweight metal. Okay? When dinosaurs roamed the earth. Anyways, I just want to let everybody know that today was a fun day. We had it's another live stream, and we are now working on our Carrera layout. Okay. Carrera layout. And I guess my daughter-in-law wants to come over for pizza tonight, so I got to make pizza tonight. No, I'm not doing a video on the pizza tonight. I already did a video. I just did a 42-minute video. No, it's been, no, 85-minute video. I thought it was, we have 42 people watching. Now, I want to end with this. You guys listening? Now, I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see what I have here. So this is my workshop, okay? You guys have seen the workshop over the last 5 years. This is the workshop. This is where everything gets done. And this is it right here. This is the whole kit and caboodle. That's the big TV, all the toys over there. Now, back in 2009, I bought this. Probably the greatest thing I ever purchased. This is my wood pellet stove. This is a the best. This one's the best. It's a Harman. It's a Harman. And this thing puts out so much heat. Okay, so in the roof here, I used to have plastic, black plastic covering. Matter of fact, I don't know if there's one corner that still has the black plastic, but the whole roof was covered in black plastic because before I had a kerosene and I tried to keep all the heat downstairs. And upstairs, we wouldn't go there in the wintertime. It was vacant. Okay? And so when I got this, holy moly, I started, and then I even cut holes in it because the heat just migrates right up there. And it just heats the whole building. This is all creosote wood from the lumber yard, or from the train back in the 1969. This pellet stove, they're the greatest thing ever made, the pellet stove. Slightly mad, you are close. That's right, I am mad. Better be warned, that's right. Anyways, and that's my Harman, and it basically, one bag of wood pellets fills it right in here. Now right now I have it on 70. Normally I put it at 55. But this thing just pumps out heat. Look at this. This is all heat right here. Right here, this is all heat. Just coming out non-stop. And it just cooks, it keeps this shed in such a great temperature. All right, guys, I've talked enough. I want to thank everybody for watching the live stream. Tomorrow, we got a big sale going on, the 20 days before Christmas. We got some great deals going on. We're going to be doing spot sales tomorrow. So make sure you're watching the live stream tomorrow. I've got Gearhart Plumbing coming over tomorrow to see if they can get my shower fixed. I'm so upset about that. There's that rope. I needed that rope. Unbelievable. All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.